Okay, so now we're going to be starting the unit on polynomials. So to start off with, what is a polynomial? Well, if you actually look at the name for polynomial, poly, this means many. I think it's in Greek. Don't quote me on that. And then nominal means, you might think it means numbers. Well, what it actually means is terms. So, terms. And all a polynomial is it is just a number, but it's a number that comes from many terms. So here, what we look at is we've got an expression like 10x to the power of 7 minus 9x squared plus 15x cubed plus 9. So this is a polynomial. So I'm going to go through and kind of explain all the different parts to it. Okay, so this here is a term, this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. Okay, and they all have x components, right? But what you can't see is in this last one here, this actually has an x component to the power of 0. So that just is x to 0 is just 1. So these and the powers that they're 2 are all the terms. That's what we call them. So brilliant. Okay. And what about the rest of it? What else is going on in here? Well, we also have the coefficients. So what are the coefficients? Well, each of these x terms has a coefficient. So here for this one it's 10, this one is 9, this one is 15, this one is also 9. So these are called the coefficients, coefficients. Right. So what can what are there any limitations on what can be what and what can be a term and what can be a coefficient? Well, there is. So basically, if you have you know, the expression in the form of a x to the power of n, so that being a coefficient, and then this being the term here, you can have the condition on this term is that it can be any non-negative whole number, non-neg whole number. Okay, so what does that mean though? Well, that basically means that this can't be -1, -2, 3/4, 2/3. It needs to be a positive number or non-negative, so positive, so basically 0 all the way up to positive infinity, and it can't be a fraction. Okay, so those are the conditions. But we usually don't see polynomials written out like this. We usually see them written out in what we call the standard form. A-N-D-A-R form. So apologies for my handwriting. And what that means basically is you go from the largest power all the way down to the smallest power. So this would be rewritten like this: 10x squared, and this would be plus 15x minus 9x. Oh, sorry, this wouldn't be squared. It would be 10x to the power of 7, 15x cubed minus 9x squared plus 9. That's it written out in the standard form, and that's the form you'll see when you see it come up in questions and stuff. Okay, so another thing you need to know is what order of polynomial you're dealing with. So when I say, you know, what order of polynomial is this? Well, it's really quite simple. It's just the order is whatever the biggest term is. So for this one, it will be the 7th order. And for this one, it's, well, the largest one. Check they're all in the right order, yeah. And then this is the 8th order polynomial. This one, 4th order. What about this one? Well, as you can remember from just before, this has a negative sign and a fraction. So actually, this isn't a polynomial because one of the conditions was it needs to be non-negative whole numbers. So this isn't anything to him. This isn't a polynomial at all. So this is not a polynomial. So that is not a polynomial. So now you have a clear idea of what they are.